Hello folks, today is Friday, October 20th, 2023. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to talk about all the video game news that has been going on this week. I do apologize if I sound a little sick. I'm finally coming out of it. You probably heard that in the Spider-Man 2 before you buy. Thank you for all your nice messages, I appreciate it, but I'm feeling good. Let's talk about the news. Got a lot of weird stuff this week. The first thing involves Netflix and Grand Theft Auto. According to the Wall Street Journal, they might be working on some sort of collab. Yeah, collab is kind of a funny way to just say like business dealing, but according to this report, Netflix is still looking to expand their IP or their library of stuff they have under their gaming wing. Yes, Netflix has been branching into games, buying up studios and stuff for quite a while now, but I feel like they actually have spent like something like $1 billion, and we haven't really noticed much, at least not me personally. That being said, apparently they have been in talks with Take-Two Interactive to come up with some sort of licensing deal thing for a Grand Theft Auto game. This is apparently not Grand Theft Auto 6, but some other sort of beast. I would expect it to be something more of like a mobile title, maybe something that Rockstar's already working on that they would then also port to Netflix's platforms, because Netflix has still kind of been dabbling in mostly mobile stuff to this point. But maybe it's just ports of Chinatown Wars or GTA 3 or something from like the iOS and Android ports. I don't know. But it was interesting, and when I scrolled, I didn't scroll past it immediately, specifically because Netflix is absolutely massive, despite them constantly pissing people off and raising prices and not having as good of stuff as HBO Max, RIP the HBO part. But the fact that Netflix is massive and Take-Two Interactive and the Grand Theft Auto property is absolutely massive. Both of these companies are known to throw billions of dollars around, so something with the two of them coming together could be pretty interesting. Or it could be totally boring and just some weird dumb app. Who knows? But that was interesting, so I wanted to highlight that. That story will be linked in the description down below, as well as everything else I talk about, of course. Now, the other big thing this week that made headlines is the PS5 Pro spec leaks. Yes, I know we have the revised sort of PS5 Slim that is now official. We talked about it last week. Sony's just kind of slightly cutting down on the size of the PlayStation 5, and that will be the PlayStation 5 moving forward. But hot on the rumor mill is spec leaks, quote unquote, for a PS5 Pro, an upgraded PS5 coming some point down the line. These are rumors, of course, take them with a grain of salt, but essentially the specs for the layman is doubling the compute units for the AMD Radeon graphics, GPU-wise, but for the CPU, essentially just upping the clock speed from 3.5 to 4 gigahertz. According to this rumor, and this is the concerning part for a lot of people, the CPU would remain an AMD Ryzen Zen 2 and not bump up to, say, like the newest Zen 4 or anything like that, something people would expect. Two things: it could not be the whole story. There could be more specs or something else going on under the hood. And number two, take this all with a grain of salt, because this is from some insider that a lot of people, like I saw some people on Reddit pointing out like they don't really believe them, and a lot of outlets just kind of ran with this. So it could be something, it could be nothing. It's totally up in the air at this point. I don't really care. I think the fact that Sony's just only finally getting out the slimmed down bit version of a PlayStation 5 means a Pro is still pretty far down the line. I mean, this was the year 2023 where Sony actually got PS5s into more people's hands. As you remember, all the supply constraints and the chip shortages meant a lot of people were getting them. The actual sales numbers had just dropped in the UK sales, that PlayStation 5 sales were up something over 100%. Which sounds impressive, like PlayStation selling so much, but it's specifically because there were none available and now there are. So yeah, there's that. But then on the more official side, a patent did drop that somebody uncovered for PlayStation 5 for a DualSense controller that actually charges your earbuds. So, you know, Sony announced those PS5 earbuds a couple of months back in the flashy little thing. Well, apparently there is a mock-up or a concept for a controller that will actually hold those little earbuds in them and charge them. I actually really like that. I'm also very lazy, so I just like stuff like right in front of me, easy to use. For some people, it might not make sense, and also, it's worth noting, this is just a patent. Companies file tons of patents all the time for ideas that they never actually finish or completely cook up. So there's that, but I thought it was interesting, so I wanted to share it. Oh, and a follow-up from last week, because we had to throw it in at the very end of the show. The Xbox Activision Blizzard merger is official. It is a done and dusted deal. The deal is made after all those regulatory body talks and lawsuits and inquiries and injunctions, all that stuff. It is going down. The corporations win. And now, over the course of time, as things settle in, Xbox and Microsoft are going to have access to a massive back catalog of Activision Blizzard and King IP. There's so much. Everybody out there is begging for them to revive Tony Hawk. I think it would be really funny if Xbox made Crash Bandicoot their new mascot. The only other thing to come out of this news is basically what I've said, where we're not going to actually see this stuff settle into place for a while. When Xbox bought Bethesda, it wasn't like an overnight thing. Here, Phil Spencer from Xbox did go on record saying that Activision Blizzard games aren't going to be coming to Game Pass until like 2024. So if you were expecting to play StarCraft 2 on your Xbox tomorrow, it's not happening, Junior. Hey, next up, this episode's brought to you by our longtime sponsor, Vessi. Now, if you've been living under a rock, Vessi offers dependable, comfortable footwear that is 100% waterproof. They release all different types, colors, sizes all the time for any type of person. Most recently, the newest Soho shoe, if you're looking for something a little bit fashionable, but with a good amount of grip on the bottom. They got you covered here, and like I said, 100% waterproof thanks to their Dymatex material, which makes their shoes not feel like a waterproof shoe. Like, they keep your feet cool in the summer and warm in the winter. I always bring Vessis when I travel. Last week I was in Chicago and it was raining like constantly, and they came in clutch. But most recently from Vessi, I've been enjoying their other products that are also waterproof, most notably this thing I've been wearing right here. This is the Overcast jacket. This is 100% waterproof, but it's got a nice stretchy shell. The lining on the inside is also fleece, so it's nice and comfy. One of my favorite things to wear is just a cool black jacket, and this is definitely one of them. Whether it's their shoes or their other products, Vessi is great for this time of year, so you should go check them out. It helps the show. Head to vessi.com/gameranx and use code gameranx to get 15% off your order. Once again, that's vessi.com/gameranx and use code gameranx for 15% off your first order. Big thanks to Vessi for sponsoring our videos. I'm gonna go out in the rain now. See ya. Also, in some other Xbox news, in the rumor mill, apparently 343 is working on another Halo campaign. This rumor suggests that they are early in the works on a new Halo campaign in Unreal Engine 5, and that's all we really know. As you probably know, earlier in the year, a lot of shakeups at 343, layoffs, leadership changes, and departures, so who knows how that's actually going down. This is a small rumor, but with that, it's worth pointing out that the new season 5, I think, for Halo Infinite, has added some stuff that people seem to be really digging. The Steam player count at the time of making this video has doubled, and some people I follow online and people I personally know have actually been enjoying it a little bit. So is this the slow start of a comeback for Halo? I don't know for sure yet. It might just be a quick trend, but it was worth highlighting. Next up, some cool stuff I wanted to link in the description down below. The first is for this game coming in 2024 for PS5. It's called Empire of the Ants. I know that sounds ridiculous. This ain't ants with a Z, and it's not a Bug's Life, but it is something that is very much flexing Unreal Engine 5. This looks pretty insane. You can tell it's actually in-game. They say it at the start, but you can tell from some of the player's character movements, you're an ant, but like environments, lighting, clearly using nanite, lumen, all the Unreal Engine 5 tech here to make this look pretty nuts. Ants are also really gross, and I don't really want to play a game where I have to look at them all the time, but hey. Also, in case you missed it, I wanted to link it down below, a link to our Before You Buy for Spider-Man 2. I really loved it. I mean, big surprise, I'm a Spider-Man fanboy. I love Spider-Man 2018 and Miles Morales, but with Spider-Man 2, I think they stepped up in a lot of ways. I think there's a lot more fan service for like late 80s, early 90s comic book fans with some cool arcs referenced. Also some just insane over-the-top action. It feels like it flies by a little quicker than the previous game, and the first game to me still had more emotional impact to it, but this one is just so much fun. The suits are cool, the city is bigger, the graphics are nuts. Like, I sound like I'm shilling, but I just like Spider-Man. So yeah, that's the long story short. If you want to check out the full thing, link below. And also next week, keep your eyes peeled on my channel, youtube.com/JakeBaldino, because I'm going to be doing a video talking about the story and talking about spoilers and stuff, because I really want to. There's so much I want to talk about. Anyway, the next thing I wanted to link is a trailer for Sonic Superstars. Sonic Superstars is out. We're playing it. I don't know if we're going to have a video up right away, but reviews have been generally positive. The kind of classic 2.5D Sonic game that is good in 2023. Man, the year just keeps hitting. Along with that, Super Mario Wonder is also dropping on Friday, and reviews for that are also very, very positive. Wow, a 2.5D Super Mario game in 2023 that is great. I'm getting it's like every franchise now is having a hit game this year. This is nuts. There's not enough time in the world to play all these things. But if you are checking those out this weekend, I would love to hear from you in the comments. We always have that pinned comment down below, so let us know what you're playing. Oh, also, it was revealed last week, I did miss this, Kevin Afghani is the new voice actor for Mario and Luigi for Super Mario Wonder. That's pretty cool. You may not know who he is. It seems like Nintendo went with kind of a relatively unknown here. He does voice Raditz in Dragon Ball R&R and a voice in, I believe, Genshin Impact. But yeah, seems like so far people are warming up to him. Also dropped this week, if you're looking for a smaller title, it's called Wizard with a Gun. It's like co-op sandbox survival, but with a really cool spin on it in terms of building up your magic gear. And I'm going to be totally honest too, I just like the name of the game. I've kept it on my radar because it's called Wizard with a Gun. Oh, and Mortal Kombat 1, we got the Omni-Man gameplay trailer, and it is all of my wildest dreams come true. We can't show a lot of it because it's really gory, but it's J.K. Simmons, it is Omni-Man, he's doing the moves, and I'm very happy to see it. How NetherRealm keeps doing this, I don't know. Also, Epic is doing something pretty cool. Despite laying off a ton of their workforce a couple weeks back, leaving people high and dry. So there's that. But in terms of, they're actually giving cool exposure to Alan Wake to the massive Fortnite audience. In Fortnite, there is a playable thing. It's like an Alan Wake crossover that kind of catches you up on the events of the original Alan Wake to promote Alan Wake 2. So at the end of the day, the way I look at it as it's exposing a bunch of Fortnite kids to Alan Wake, a game that they may not have never heard of. Now they are. So that's pretty cool at the very least. Very much looking forward to Alan Wake. We'll be working on it before you buy for that. Probably close to launch or after launch, sorry. But yeah, but that's all the news we got going on this week. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments what you think about everything going on, from the, possibly BS PS5 Pro leaks to Grand Theft Auto working with Netflix. What are you playing this weekend? Are you jumping back into Halo? Are you diving into Mario Wonder, Sonic Superstars, Spider-Man 2? There's so much to talk about, so let's talk in the comments. But if you want to yell at me directly, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram at Jake Baldino, and I'm also trying out Threads and Blue Sky because I don't want to pay for Twitter. I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, I'll be around. If you like what we do here, though, just get you caught up on the news every single week, every Friday. We never miss. Clicking the like button's all you got to do. It helps us. Thank you. But that's it, guys. I'm Jake Baldino. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Pizza's on me.